Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking through more of our most successful clients, and today I'm going to be talking about Mr. Tommy Bishop. Now, Tommy is one of our most successful clients inside Coach's Corner. Now, the reason that he's so successful, we're going to be breaking down in this video, but essentially, this is a guy that I believed in from day dot. You know, sometimes you jump on a call with a new client or a potential client, and you just get this sense that they deserve to be further ahead in life than they are. They deserve more than they have. And you just have this huge belief in that individual person. And, you know, realistically, to be completely transparent with you guys, this is something that we aim to form with every single client as we work through the coaching journey. But sometimes you jump in a call with somebody and you've just got a gut feeling that they're absolutely going to crush it. And this is exactly what I had with Tommy. Now, you're probably sat there scratching your head thinking, George, why did you have the gut feeling? The reason I had a gut feeling is because I believe that a lot of men and women who have essentially been through a difficult time are able to be vulnerable, are able to be open and honest about that particular occasion and move forward with it. Those are the guys and girls that are going to see the best successes because they know who they are. They know essentially the things they need to work on, and they're not afraid to do the work. And Tommy is certainly not somebody who is afraid to do the work. So let me talk you through Tommy, and we will go from there. So this is a recent meetup that we did with some of our team. Well, I say recent, this was kind of peak summertime. But anyway, so Tommy's story. So myself and Tommy had our consultation back in February of 2024. I still remember the call like it was yesterday. His main goals was to get better client results, gain better quality clients, and get his message out there more, okay? His monthly recurring revenue was 3K. So, you know, you don't bat an eyelid at that. It was a very nice monthly recurring revenue. So for those of you that are like, okay, that's great, but what's that per year? We do 3,000 times by 12. So he was earning about 36 grand a year, which is not to be scoffed at, you know. He was a good coach. He was a very good coach. So he just with to Dubai after a turbulent time in his personal life. I won't go into that because that's not fair, but you know, me and Tommy can relate and resonate with each other a lot with things that we have both been through in our lives. And because of that, immediately formed an amazing kind of relationship, a working relationship with Tommy. And again, these YouTube videos that I record for you guys, I always want to make them raw. I always want to make them real. I don't want to have any fluff. I don't want to bullshit you. We've not had the easiest time. And ultimately with that, you always are going to have a decision to make, you know. Do you go and do the work that's necessary? Do you move forwards? Do you look back in anger and resent situations and places and things, you know? And it's your responsibility as a business owner, as a coach, as a man to ensure that you can move forwards and give back to the world. And my God, has Tommy given back to the world, which we're going to be going through now. So, like I say, I had a gut feeling about Tommy. Even after our first consultation, Tommy signed up 3 clients and booked in a further 3 calls from advice that I shared. So literally, we had the consultation. I gave him some nuggets of information. I offboarded him like that. He gained 3 clients and he then booked in a further 3 calls. So for context, in case you're thinking, well, which one was it? Was it 3 or was it 6? Over the space of a week, he booked in 6 calls after our first chat. So the return on investment was like immediate. So this is Tommy's story. Now, first, we had Tommy focus on his content, all right? We dove into a one-to-one plan for him, which allowed him to really start to get his personality, vision, and message across. Let me just share with you Tommy's page. Okay, here we go. So this is Tommy Bishop. We rebranded him to Obsessed Coaching. If there's one thing that me and Tommy had in common, is that we were both obsessed about our craft. And because he was obsessed about his craft, ultimately, that is something that we really wanted to be making sure that we're getting across on his page, really making sure that we're kind of pushing in his reels, in the way that he spoke to camera, in his photos, and just in his own personal brand. Now, Tommy is someone who really lives and breathes his personal brand, and this is something I want to pass on to you guys. All of our most successful coaches at the moment are currently in a program called CEO Coach. In order to get an invite, and it's invite only, it's not just like you hit the number and you go, you have to get invited. But in order to get invited, you have to be a go-getter, you have to be the right person for the group, and you have to be a 6-figure business owner, okay? So he got an invite into CEO Coach, and like I say, his personal brand and his story, if you would have been through his content, he really, really, really sticks to his guns with who he is. Okay, he loves whole foods. He's a big advocate of mindset. He's a big advocate of making sure that you are really, really, really optimizing your health and fitness. He's a big believer in kind of no bullshit, but equally lots of positive energy. And just to shout him out on this, he's a fantastic bloke. I love Tommy to pieces. He's a brilliant guy. Tommy's the sort of guy, not to brown nose him too much, but Tommy's the sort of guy where if I was going to war, this is the bloke I'd be taking with me. He's one of those kind of guys. He's a great bloke. So that's Tommy's page, and you can really get to know him from his page. So if you don't follow him, go give him a follow. Anyway, let's get back into the presentation. And I feel like for those of you who are struggling to connect with your audience, it sounds so cheesy, but just be yourself, because when you're yourself, people are going to see that from a mile off. Anyway, so what we did is we went into a one-to-one content plan, which you would have seen there, which allowed him to really start to get his personality, vision, and message across, okay? Then we helped him one-to-one with clients and their results to ensure that we were making progress in all areas and his team were winning. Now, this was a real personal favourite part of the coaching process for me, because with a typical mentoring setup, you're dropped into a group, you've got a call maybe every 12 weeks and you kind of only talk about business. And as much as we did help out Tommy a lot with like marketing and lead generation and stuff like that, Tommy was never afraid to ping me a message and be like, "You're right, mate, I've got this client, they're struggling with X, Y, and Z. Can we talk about it?" And we'd sit and I'd mentor him on it, and I'd say, "Right, here's what you want to be doing with carbs. Here's what you want to be doing with fats. This is what meal timing wants to be looking like. This is how you can get better results out of your clients. Here's how you can push them more. Here's how you can ensure that they're getting the best service from you." And he was already a brilliant coach, but he just elevated his knowledge even more, because if there's one thing that Tommy was very good at, and good coaches are very good at, is that they're not afraid of dropping their ego and just asking the question. And that's why he had the success that he has. So, once and only once this was all planned, did we run our first launch. So, let's just get back to basics here, right? He started at 3K. He wanted to become a better coach and run a better coaching business. We helped him to refine his message and his niche. We tweaked his branding to obsessed optimization. We helped him with his one-to-one clients. So everything that was kind of like internal. Then once everything internal was fixed, we then went external. We then went, look at this bad boy. So from February to May, Tommy went from 35 clients up to 55 clients. Okay, so that's March, April, May. All right, short period of time. He went from 3K months to hitting a PB of 10K months. Okay, in that period of time. So let's break this down a little bit further. We became optimization, as I've just said to you guys. We both knew Tommy was obsessed with his craft, and this rebrand allowed us to really hone in on a higher ticket market. All right, because realistically, the kind of level of service that Tommy was providing, if you were to look at Tommy's WhatsApp, mine and Tommy's WhatsApp looks exactly the same. AKA, we're on it. Clients are first. Clients are the most important. If I turn around to Tommy and went, right, that client you had on board for 4 months, what's his wife's name, what's his kid's name, and what's his dog's name, he'd know the answers like that. That's a sign of a great coach. Please, someone write that down. Whoever's watching this, write that down, because you should, that's how you build a personal brand, is you really, really, really give a shit, okay? So Tommy started closing calls for 1K and 1.5K up front with ease. Just recently, he had some calls whereby he actually turned around to me and said, I closed 8 out of 9 of them and they were piss easy. Wasn't really a struggle, okay? Now, these cash injections allowed him to hire key staff to help him grow further. All right, because as you're growing a business, there's a difference between growing and scaling. Scaling is more kind of hiring team, getting A players in the right seat, and systems. Growing oftentimes is you just putting in that initial work. Okay. We also did some deeper level work on his offer positioning and lead generation systems. We grew from 30 clients to 70 clients and income from 3K to 13K. Now, from literally me writing this out, which was a couple of days ago, we've actually got a little bit of an update. So give me 2 seconds, guys. Okay, so this is our CEO coach group chat. Very tight-knit group chat, this. As you can see, we don't have a lot of clients in CEO. The majority of our clients are on kind of our core program. Now, just on Wednesday, Tommy hit a PB month of 14K. So that means that from joining us in February to now, well, it was in October at the time, so it was March, April, May, June, July, October. So he'd gone from, if you wanted to work this out in terms of, so £3,000 times by 12. So Tommy's gone from earning £36,000 a year to earning. So Tommy's gone from earning £36,000 a year to £168,000 per year. Now, realistically, when you see mentors and business coaches and gurus tell you that their clients have hit an 8K month, a 10K month, a 12K month, a 20K month, whatever it may be, oftentimes you put this perception in your own mind that it's just not possible because you put a glass ceiling on your own head. You've told yourself that it cannot be done. I call bullshit on that, because if you'd have been on that first call with me and Tommy, you would have seen that glimmer in his eyes and you would have recognized somebody who hadn't had an easy time but was ready to change. He was ready to put the work in. He was ready to go all in. He was ready to commit himself. And he's just a genuinely amazing bloke. And he deserves all of the success. And the best thing about it, that's only 6 months deep. Imagine where we're going to be 12 months deep. Our goal now is I want to get him to 250,000. And I think that we can do that. And do you want to know the best thing about that, guys? If we go back to his Instagram, we have run this many paid ads. He has 1 staff member. Okay? 0 paid advertisement, 1 staff member. The reason that's so impressive is because oftentimes, now this isn't me saying ads are just complete crap, but hear me out. Let's just say, so we divide that up, right? Let's say 14 grand. Now, if you want your ads to be successful, anyone who teaches you this otherwise doesn't really understand how advertising works within the marketplace. So £14,000. Now, we're going to remove £500 a month minimum on my ads. I'd probably recommend it would be close to £1,000 if you really want to push things. But let's just say you remove £500 a month from that. Now, let's say you have hired a second coach, but things just haven't gone the way that you really wanted them to, and it's kind of handicapping you a little bit. So minus £3,000 there. Now, let's say, trying to think of anything else in particular that I feel like people waste their money on. Okay, let's go conservative and go with that. Suddenly, that person who's earning 14 grand a month is actually earning 10 grand a month. So, I mean, that's nothing to be scoffed at. But if you times that by 12, you know, realistically, that's 20 grand gone. Just because that person hasn't really been taught the fundamentals that they could have been taught. And they've lost 20 grand because of it. So, for those of you that think that in order to hit a 5K month, a 7K month, an 8K month, a 10K month, a 14K month, you need to pile everything in a paid advertisement, the person who is coaching you is pulling the wool over your eyes. They do not understand how to run a business effectively. And I'm sorry if that's triggered anyone, but you guys deserve to hear the truth. My YouTube channel is going to be very raw. It's going to be very real. It's going to be very much to the point. I am not saying that paid adverts are bad. If they are used correctly, they are absolutely brilliant. Okay? But majority of the time, people are running businesses that are very reactive. They are scared, they are afraid, they are insecure because they do not know how to set the foundations first to really grow a coaching business that truly impacts the lives of other people. Guys, if you're enjoying these series, drop a like on this video, drop a comment. Please feel free to ask me any questions whatsoever. I'm more than happy to ask questions for you. For those of you that have found me from YouTube and not from Instagram, go follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is @GeorgeLewinski. I'm always dropping kind of reels and content and stories that can help you out. And if anyone ever is stuck, please feel free to drop me a DM. I typically reply within a few hours. I'm very active on my socials. So hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.